all my life, I've always been a type of a person that would not make a move unless I knew I could back it up. This is my whole life. Listen, you could love me, you could hate me, but like I just give you an example, okay? Like I don't see the point, you know, of like say going house shopping. You're looking around the market, you're on the market to buy a house. Unless you have the money, right? It's like there are people who actually like do this stuff. They'll go to like, a realtor, they'll be like, oh, take me all around. I want to see this type of house. I want to see this. I know this because I was in real estate, okay, sales. And then at the end of the day, they're like, well, I'm out of work, I'm unemployed, my credit's bad, I haven't secured any financing. So that's never been my deal. That's never been my deal. Because a lot of people always ask me the same question. Why aren't you going on an interview with Charles Payne? Which, by the way, I could probably get. If I really put my mind to it, I could get it. Okay? Why aren't you going face to face to meet Adam Aaron? And I probably could do it. I probably could just hop on, a plane, when he has his next meet and greet, wait on a line for 2 hours and get my opportunity, to blast him. Now let me be specific what I mean when I say blast. Verbally. Okay, because I know all of you got to watch everything you say on social media. I am not saying any weapons. I am not blasting him with my mouth. Verbally. Okay. But the thing is, I just don't see. You wonder what it is at the end of the day. I like to be prepared. None of you understand me. None of you understand me. I like to be prepared. That's why I do this thing with emails, which I know, listen to me. I know it's not going to happen. I know that a very small percentage of people are going to support me with my idea of either acquiring AMC, firing Adam Aaron, firing the board of directors, or the next idea, which is to incorporate an entity where you would transfer your current shares. That could be on Robinhood, Webull, TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, whatever the case may be, into this entity. Okay, and then this entity would go onto the open market, buy your shares back, and you would still own your shares, but it just wouldn't be in Robinhood. It wouldn't be in Webull. It would be in this entity. Now, you might say, well, what is that? Like, why would we do this? See, because the thing is, it's called dealing from leverage. I really feel like I'm a smart person, and I really wish if you just could give me a chance to prove my intellect to you. Right now, there's no proof of anything. This is what you don't understand. We don't know what's real shares. We don't know what's fake shares. Adam Aaron is saying we own retail. 90% of AMC, we don't know if that's factual. We don't know if synthetic shares exist. We don't know if naked shorting is occurring. The SEC, the DTCC, FINRA does not require hedge funds or any short seller to disclose their synthetic holdings. So it's like we're like in the land of confusion. We don't know anything. So the first thing that you all have to try to understand is in an uncertain world, your greatest asset is certainty. You need certainty, okay? And with the ideas that I have, specifically this entity, okay, that would be incorporated. Of course, this will all be done by a very prestigious law firm that would make sure that everything is in full compliance with the SEC's rules and regulations. But right now, right now, none of this is happening. I just want to reiterate, this is not a solicitation for an investment. This is merely conversation. It's merely entertainment. This is entertainment purposes only. You have the right to have a discussion. As long as I'm not accepting money, I am not accepting one penny from nobody. Just entertainment purposes only. But in theory, okay, if the majority of the AMC apes would do this, meaning they would, transfer their shares that they currently have from whatever platform they're on into this entity, you will now have verifiable proof that cannot be disputed, right? On how many shares we're dealing with, first of all, right? Who knows? We might wind up having more shares than they're in the float by doing this. You might be able to prove synthetics just from doing this. Number two, you're going to be able to have verifiable proof that we're the majority stockholders. Now, what happens is this entity could assign one person. See, this is because I remember the common sense investor, and I know I say this a lot. He wanted to get like something like 1 million, 2 million, 3 million people in like one like Zoom meeting to all vote, for all the things that we want. We want obviously a share recount. We want to know the real shares versus the fake shares, if fake shares even exist. Right now, we have to say alleged because we never proved it. We want to vote no for the 10-for-1 reverse stock split. But the thing about the common sense investor, he just doesn't understand. Most of these people are not going to vote anyway. They're certainly not going to come to a Zoom meeting. You're not going to be able to get 3 billion people there. It's completely ludicrous. It's crazy. And I have to say that I thought protesting, see, I kind of thought that we could get thousands of people at least, down to a protest, but you can't. Like I said, I got one person and the Marine got 75, 80 people. And his interview was so horrible that even if ultimately millions of people saw it, no offense, Marine, you did not mention one single fact of any reason why we're fighting against corruption. Charles Payne asked him a question. Why are you here today? Why are you protesting? He didn't mention naked shorting. He didn't mention payment for order flow. He didn't mention dark pools. He didn't mention nothing. Okay. So, terrible interview. Terrible job. But the point is, it doesn't work anyway, so what's the difference? But why would this idea work? Because, do you understand no one could dispute this. If we had an entity that had 51% or more, okay, controlling interest of AMC, I don't think you understand this. All you need to do is have that entity assign one person, MOASS, let's just say, for example, to go down March 14th and say, I represent an entity, let's just call it, for argument's sake, Ape Father of the Apes. I represent an entity that controls over 51% of AMC, and I vote no for the 10-for-1 reverse stock split. That's it. It's off the table. Just like that. Just like that. One more time I do it. Just like that. Third's the charm. Okay, I want you to just understand that. It's very simple. All these people, I keep seeing video after video. I'm voting no. I'm voting no. These people, just they're mamalukes. They don't understand that it's almost like their vote doesn't even count because this thing is already wrapped up. 80% of people are not going to vote. I think Adam Aaron, I think the AMC board, I think they only need about 4% to vote yes for this thing to pass. This 10-for-1 reverse stock split. And that's it. We're going to lose 90% of our shares. It's all she wrote. Remember that show Murder, She Wrote? God bless her. May she rest in peace. Okay? It's like Murder, She Wrote. It's over. Okay? Whereas with my idea, you understand, that would be the solution, in my opinion, because you would have the majority of the stockholders controlled by this entity, and it takes just one single person to go to a proxy meeting or a meeting and simply say, I vote no for the 10-for-1 reverse stock split. So that's it. And then not only would it solve that problem, you might be able to have enough people who transfer their shares to this entity that would actually go above the float of AMC, and that proves synthetics right there. We may not even need to hire share it. This alone might be able to prove the synthetics, right? And the thing is, you have to understand, it's all legal. This would be something that would be in compliance with the SEC. This would be something where you would receive a prospectus or some sort of, obviously, a business plan, wherever the case may be, that you would be able to review with your lawyer. And only until your lawyer would give the green light on this, where he says, yes, you're protected 100%. You go forward. But you don't go forward until you're comfortable. You don't go forward until your lawyer gives you the green light. You don't go forward until you feel comfortable. But you see, the thing is, I just don't see the road that we're on. I just don't feel it's a road to victory. I feel it's a road. It's just my opinion. It's a road to failure, and it kills me because I'm down a lot of money. I want to make it back. I want to make a major profit. I really want the MOASS, if you want to know the truth. I still believe in it. I know you all think I'm crazy. I just think the problem is, in order for us to have the MOASS, we have to expose the corruption. We have to expose the synthetics, the phantom shares. And I think this idea will do it. That's it. And unlike Adam Aaron, if I was in charge of things, I could promise you this, okay? I want to get compensated when I accomplish things. That's it. Performance-based compensation. See, I'm not like the Marine. Like, let me give you an example, right? The Marine wants upfront money from all of you. He's like, look, I want upfront money. I want to appoint myself activist number one, and I want to pay myself whatever the salary may be. 6 figures, 7 figures, who knows? Okay? But he wants to do this, and he's not going to accomplish anything. Like, in other words, let me give you an example. Let's say the Marine pays himself from Apes Money. He pays himself $100,000, $200,000 a year. But like, he keeps doing these protests, he keeps doing all this stuff. Nothing gets accomplished, meaning the synthetic shares are not exposed. Corruption is not exposed. The 10-for-1 reverse stock split goes through. All of us lose 90% of our shares. And Terra hedge funds, it's already rumored they're buying puts on AMC. Short this to the oblivion. I mean, again, I'm just saying allegedly, but I'm just making a point. So if he's paying himself this large salary, 6 figures, 7 figures, and he's not accomplishing anything, then what makes him better than the Mameluke Adam Aaron, who's paying himself 19 million, 20 million, and he ain't accomplishing nothing, right? So the thing is, with me, if I accomplish something, I'd want to get paid. But that's the key. I have to accomplish something. I wouldn't want to just get paid for no reason. Because a lot of people are saying to me, oh, hey, Father, you're only interested in this because you want to make money. It's not true. It's not true. I don't want any of your money. I want nothing. I want to accomplish something. Now listen, can we all be honest with each other? If I put together a deal that exposed the synthetics, you understand, that actually caused the MOASS. I mean, for you to say that I don't deserve compensation, you're smoking a bigger blood than Bob Marley. Because that's something I've earned and worked for. But that's all I'm saying. That's, obviously, if I did a good job, I deserve to be compensated. If I did a terrible job, I shouldn't be compensated, ugats. And that's just the way I see it. And that's the same comp plan that Elon Musk has. So, I mean, look, once again, if you like the idea, this is not a solicitation for an investment. I'm not asking you for any money. I'm just going to keep trying to push this all the way up until March 14th. I know in my heart that most likely this is not going to happen. Believe me, I know in my heart that this is not realistic and it's not going to happen. But what hurt do I have to keep pushing it, right? I'm just going to try my best. Right to the end of the road, To the end of the road, March 14th, 90% of our shares will let go. It's unnatural. Our shares belong to us. That's all I'm trying to make you understand. I'm still recovering from my sore throat. Forgive me. But anyway, this video is not financial advice. I'm not a financial planner. It's not legal advice. I'm not an attorney. This video and all my videos are for entertainment purposes only. And like I said, this is not a solicitation for an investment. No money would be accepted unless the SEC was informed and approved everything. Right now, just asking for an email, just simply saying, I like the idea, hey, Father. That's it. That's all I'm asking. Okay, so once again, my email address is Richard, RICH. ARD, L as in Larry, E as in Edward, 101 at gmail.com. Richard, RICH, ARD, L as in Larry, E as in Edward, 101 at gmail.com. God bless all of you and your families.